It is with great pleasure that I represent a university and a community that understands and fully embraces the life of Dr. King. Almost 44 years after the assassination of Dr. King, it is inspiring that we continue to celebrate and remember his great legacy.
We remember the conviction of Martin Luther King Jr. that freedom is never voluntary, given by an oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. We remember Martin's warning that a negative peace, which is the absence of tension, is less than a positive peace, which is in the presence of justice.
Now, Dr. King is certainly one of the most acknowledged figures in American history. Every major city and even small towns have named an avenue, a park, or a public school in his honor. Many celebrate today by marching in communal solidarity or by performing a public service. Dr. King's life is indeed actively recognized. We don't do this for other historical figures, Jefferson, Washington, Lincoln. We don't actively recognize them in the way that we do Dr. King.
It is important to realize that today is a day of service, not a day off from work or school. Dr. King literally fought and died fighting so we as a country can be in a better place than we were 44 years ago.
We remember Martin's hope that dark clouds of racial prejudice will soon pass away and the deep fog of misunderstanding will be lifted from our fear-drenched communities, and in some not too distant tomorrow, the radiant stars of love and brotherhood will shine over our great generation with all scrutiny beauty. Therefore, in faith, let us commend ourselves and our works for justice to the goodness of Almighty God.
Now, the theme for this day's event, Out of a Mountain of Despair, a Stone of Hope, comes from Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech, perhaps one of the most brilliant orations in American history. The speech was delivered in August of 1963 during the famous March on Washington, a massive public demonstration which was to provide support for a then new civil rights bill that had been proposed by John F. Kennedy. Now, due to the March on Washington, and also, unfortunately, to Kennedy's assassination, the bill gained enough support, and this later became the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the milestone, you might say, of the civil rights movement.
Dr. King's last speech in Memphis on April 3rd, 1968, was his I've Been to the Mountaintop speech. During the speech, Dr. King told the crowd, and I paraphrase, "We've got some difficult days ahead, but it doesn't matter with me. It doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I just want to do God's will, and He's allowed me to go up to the mountaintop. And I've looked over, and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land."